City Buzz is here at Chickies and Pete's with no other than Pete, the regional manager and the son of the owner of this amazing establishment. Hi, Pete.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. What's your real title? Tell everybody.
Well, officially, it's regional director of operations. I have a few stores that I'm managing, but that's not really what we like to think of ourselves as anything more than we're just a larger level server, busser, bartender, cook, dishwasher, crab fry expert, crabista, all the day-to-day jobs that all of our team members do every day. That's kind of how we like to think of ourselves as experts at that. And DJ on the side. When DJ Punzo can't do it, I fill in on that too sometimes.
Good. You're a jack of all trades here.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Master of none, that's for sure.
Well, tell me, how did the story of Chickies and Pete's get started? Like, how did everything happen? What was your dad's vision when he first opened it up?
Yeah, I don't know if it was much of a vision at all, actually. So just to give you a little history about kind of my family, it was actually started by my dad's dad, Pete, the original. I'm actually 3-Pete, the third. My dad's repeat, and I'm 3-Pete.
All right, well, I'm changing something for later. Okay.
Everybody calls me Junior anyway, or Little Pete. But just being the entrepreneur that my dad's dad was, he actually had a deli in Northeast Philadelphia. That's where he grew up, called Cold Cut City. So after years of kind of operating that, my dad grew up slicing lunch meat, eating hot dogs, just selling over the counter, weighing lunch meat. He decided to open up. Hey, Little Pete. That's what my grandfather called
your dad.
Yeah, now Big Pete. Hey, we're gonna open up a bar down the street. This property came open, and they bought a bar. At the time, it was no women allowed in this bar. So,
okay.
Yeah, so
that would not work during this time.
No, it would not work. And they actually had it. It was just, again, this is just an entrepreneur saying, "Hey, I want to make a little bit more money. I'm selling, at the time probably 5-cent lunch meat, and we're going to sell, 25-cent, beers instead." But so it was an old school bar. We're going to rebrand it. We're going to call it, Chickies and Pete's. So Chickie was my grandmom.
Okay.
Her real name was Henrietta, but everybody called her Chickie. So obviously she gets the front bill there. She's getting the first
name,
Chickie and Pete's.
But she couldn't go in.
Well, we quickly changed it. We're a very progressive company. We're very progressive, so we got to change. But that's kind of how it started. And it was just nobody, he never operated a bar before. Really didn't have any other vision than, hey, and my grandfather liked to drink too. He had a little bit of problem with that. So he's like, this is great. I can go work and drink at the same time.
Let's go. What a great combo.
Yeah, exactly. He definitely enjoyed the drinking part. The work, I think my dad was doing most of that, and his brother and family. We have a great team from the jump. But so that's kind of how it started. And it's funny. It's called Chickies and Pete's. And, the S on the Chickie is really not correct English. Not that anyone in our family is very... we're not, English isn't our strong subject, but, kind of stuck. So when they first made the original sign, the guy who made the sign put an S on it. And my grandfather's like, it's supposed to be Chickie and Pete's. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's not two, you can't have two plurals. But he's like, okay, fine. It's going to cost, $5,000 to get a new one. He's like, just leave it.
Yeah.
We didn't think, obviously, that we'd be where we are now, and it's still incorrect. And even still in articles, whenever it's written in a newspaper, they correct it themselves.
Yeah, they put Chickie and Pete's. Yeah.
I remember putting on college applications like, maybe I'll put Chickie and Pete's so they don't, so they know I know proper English. But it's funny. So it really didn't start off with too much of a vision other than, hey, we like to make people happy. We want to make a little bit more money. Let's open up a bar. And it kind of just went from there.
Like, what an empire, though. Like, your family went from, like, literally just one location to so many.
Yeah. And so, like most things, it didn't happen overnight. So it started in 1977 when they decided to open it. And for 22 years, my dad worked in the same bar every day.
Yeah.
Had one location, one little corner bar, which there's, a million of them in this country, and really didn't have any aspirations other than, this is great. I'm hosting the party every night. That's the way he kind of thought of it. He's like, couldn't get luckier than that. He even today, he's like, well, I can't believe it. I would have never thought this. So it was every day for 22 years in one place, closing the store, meeting guests, making new regulars, and it was really a hot spot. And yeah, it's really amazing. Now we have we have 21 full service locations, ranging from Vegas to Reno to Kansas City, obviously to Philly here at South Philly, the flagship.
Yes.
Really kind of almost by accident, but we think it's by accident, but it's really having great core values of making people happy.
Well, you guys
and a great team.
Have such a great team.
Yeah.
And I mean, your family is so hardworking, like just from your grandfather, and now even to you, like you're now also in the business, doing this. I think that's so amazing, and it's great to keep it in the family. I think that's also a very important thing as well.
It's cool, being a third generation.
Chickies and Peter.
Yeah, restaurateur. Not really. We're just Chickies and Peter. It's very cool. It kind of separates us from a lot of other, chains that have sold to private equity. And then, that's something that we never even engage in. We love making people happy. We're very proud of the brand, of the history that it has, and the hard work that we put into it to make it like this.
I remember when the one opened up, I believe, near Rowan University. What I love about your dad is his hands are in every single location that you guys have.
Yep.
Like your whole team. And I remember every single time you have an opening somewhere, my brother's a DJ.
Yeah.
And I remember he had to go back and forth to also Tropicana a bunch of times when they opened it up there. And I just thought that was so admirable, because I'm like, wow, it's not like a franchise. He wants to make sure it is how he wants it, because that's how it is still staying successful, I think.
He's definitely got the best feel. As good as I think I can get, I got a ton to learn. I've learned so much in the last, 5 years since I started. I started during the pandemic, full time. I always did it at the boardwalk stand. I served for a couple summers. I worked at Penn's Landing for a summer, but when I really got into it, I've learned so much. And right when I think, I got it, he points out something to me that I never saw before.
Yeah.
Hey, this is why we did it this way. And hey, Pete, you got to coach that up. Or hey, this is why, we cook the shrimp like this. And I just always did it. I never knew why. But I'm constantly learning. And he really is, man, I'm like, oh man, I got him now. And I never do. I don't think I ever will.
Hey, you never know. I mean, I think you're doing a great job. You remind me so much of your dad. Truly.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time with him, so it rubbed off. Unfortunately, his looks rubbed off on me too.
You do look like him.
Yeah,
that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
Nah, it's a bad part.
I love your dad. He's always been such a big supporter of mine, and all the different crazy things that I do. Of course, even being here at Chickies and Pete's, using the space, I appreciate that always. But you were saying how you worked on the boardwalk, and I mean, Chickies and Pete's is boardwalk, stadiums, airports.
Yep. College bars.
Everywhere you go.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah, it's one of the fun parts and also the difficult parts of the brand in general. So being just an entrepreneur, my dad's looking at, a good deal or a good opportunity, and not necessarily with a plan, just saying, hey, this looks like a good idea. So we have, like you said, we got airports, which is a totally different operation. You got people coming in, they want to have a quick bite to eat, and then they got to get on the plane.
I mean, that's where I go when I go to the airport.
A lot of people only know us as a place in the Philly airport, that aren't from here. Then we have the stadiums, which is, a line for just crab fries and chicken tenders and soda.
Which is insane, because I think of people like you and me who are from the city, and I'm like, there's no way that I'm waiting in a line at Citizens Bank Park when I can go around the corner to here.
It is the quickest line in the bank. That was a study. It looks long, but it moves quick. We figured it out.
It's because you guys just have it. Here you go. Yeah, you have two options, right?
Yeah, we figured it out. But, that makes the operations are totally different at these different concepts, whether it's a stadium, airport, full service location like this. I mean, this used to be a supermarket.
Did it really? Yeah, I never knew that.
It's huge. Versus, some of our smaller locations in Audubon, PA, or even in Glassboro. Glassboro, it's right on Rowan's campus.
But it's perfect because, the college kids,
and it's a college bar there. And we got college night. That's the only place we have only Chickie. So it's cool. It's fun. It keeps it entertaining.
Yeah.
You try to be everything to everybody. You can't. The one thing that's common across all of them concepts, no matter what it is the people and kind of our culture and making people feel good spending money with us. We're very fortunate for it. So making sure that we have a great product, it's consistent. When people come to Chickies, whether it's the Rowan College Bar or South Philly or a stadium, they know they're going to have they're going to have great food. They're going to have the crab fries.
They know what they're getting. Yeah, the crab fries. How'd that start? I need to know.
It's again, this is all kind of luck and hard work. So the crab fries were just, my dad wanted to do something different. Everybody had, sports bars were not a completely new concept when he started this, but so he wanted to make it a little bit different. And he said, well, nobody around here is selling seafood, so we're going to sell crabs. And we're going to have mussels and clams. Nobody else is doing that. And this is just the Northeast at the original location. So that was kind of his idea. He didn't go to culinary school or anything like that, but he knew how to eat. He liked to eat.
Yeah.
Like my whole family likes to eat. So we know what tastes good and what doesn't. But one season he ordered too much crab seasoning, and he had a bunch of it left over. So what are we going to do with this? Let's throw it on the fries. And he would give it to his regulars and say, "Hey, what do you think of this? We just made this up. This one's a little too salty. I liked it better yesterday. This one's too spicy. This one's perfect. Maybe you can add a little bit of the different seasoning. That's it's a secret. I can't reveal it. But that's kind of just how it started. Just trying it out on people, using our no better feedback than the guest that's coming in already. And they kind of perfected. I would say we owe it to the guest, and just kind of my dad being willing to new ideas and say, oh, okay, I like it like this, but the guests are kind of liking it like this way. So again, just kind of luck and pushing it.
And the cheese.
The cheese is unbelievable. Yeah,
are you kidding? I would drink that.
To me, that's what makes it. I can't eat it without the cheese.
Same.
I can, but really, the cheese is really, it cuts the spice down. You got to have.
You have to have it together.
Yeah, you have to have it together, exactly. I use the cheese on everything. We keep some at the house. We keep seasoning at the house.
I would too
if I was you. It's good for your skin too.
Now, the cheese is, if I see someone coming here with and put ketchup on their plate to have the crab fries, I'm like, what are you doing? You need to eat it with the cheese.
Well, I actually do, and this is crazy. A little bit crazy. Well, I double. I do both.
Maybe I should try that.
I go ketchup and cheese on the plate. It's since I was a little kid.
Okay.
It's good in our tenders too.
Okay.
I put ketchup and our cheese sauce. So.
All right, guys. You hear that?
Yeah, I don't go straight. I would never go straight ketchup.
No.
But the cheese,
the cheese
and
the
ketchup.
Cheese.
You wouldn't think of it. It's like it's like a marinara and mozzarella on a pizza.
Okay.
A little bit tomato and cheese.
That's how you think of it, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try it next time.
It's popular. Everybody I put onto it, they seem to like it.
All right. Well, I'll let you know next time.
Yeah, let me know.
I'll
come on again. We'll go over it.
We'll go over it.
Or maybe we'll put your own menu item on.
Oh yeah, the Felicia.
Yeah. No. That would probably sell.
No, doubtful. I can eat. You know what I like about here as well? I like that I can actually eat things here because I have celiac disease. And I remember when I first found out that I had celiac disease and my dad messaged your dad and he told me every single thing I can have on the menu.
Yeah.
I could eat a lot of things here. And you would not think of it because it's fried food and stuff like that, but no, I'm able to eat the crab fries because they're by themselves.
Yeah.
I think I'm able to eat the wings because the wings we
don't bread them. They're cooked in a separate fryer. Yeah.
The nachos.
Well, my dad's gluten free.
I did not know that. I had no idea, but he was really knowledable about everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is great. I can actually eat at one of my favorite places.
Yeah, he's very it's a little bit annoying to go out to eat with him. He's because he's not allergic, so
he just
is. This is by choice. Him and my uncle are now by choice gluten free.
Why?
But,
I'm gonna have to ask him.
Yeah, probably health reasons. He's got a lot of reasoning. Mostly health reasons.
Yeah.
But most of our menu is not. We have a lot of seafood, crab, mussels, clams. You're all good.
Yeah.
It's not until you put the bread.
Which sometimes I really want the sandwich and the tenders because everyone gets them, but I could still eat a lot of things here.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
You know what you're getting here.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's the perfect spot to watch a game, hang out with your friends after an event, go to before an event, come to.
Yeah.
You guys have it perfected. It's incredible.
We still, I would say we have it perfected. If it's done right. What we're working on now is just kind of making that consistent across the board. My dad, it came so easy to him that, he never really had a training program. He's like, I taught this guy how to do it, and now this guy's going to tell the next person. Even this week, we're talking about hot and cold shrimp. We cook that in-house, right?
Yeah.
From frozen. It's not like we're buying it pre-made. So we got to cook it. And my dad's line was always all right, when they start to float, it's done. And that was it.
So your dad's still cooking? You're doing it?
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. But
I thought you were joking in the beginning.
No, but we don't have a recipe for it. So when we go to open up these other concepts in different places, my dad's like, I don't get it. We just told him how to make it, and it comes so natural to him. And our team, they've been around the same product for 48 years now.
Yeah. Are we having a celebration for 50 years?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big.
I need to be involved in this.
Yeah,
we'll do the podcast for 50 years if it's still around.
We'll have DJ Punzo.
Yeah,
that'll make it.
Big party.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh my God, almost 50 years.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
50 years and we still don't have the recipes. It's all word of mouth. It's very much like a family business, which is the cool part. Like I said, you're not a number of Chickies. My dad knows everybody, knows every manager that's working for us.
Which is why it's successful.
It's cool. And we know we can't do anything without the people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you don't need to have, look, we got to get our recipes down and our training down. But at the end of the day, it's the people that really make it happen. So if you have good people, it takes care of everything else.
That's great.
And we lucked out in having some really amazing people.
So, I said, like, people come before sporting events, after to watch them here.
Yeah.
That's very important. Philly sports. Is there like a particular team that you like more than the other?
I'm wearing my Chickies Eagles shirt today. I'm definitely a football guy. I think the Eagles in the city kind of just could be because they've been successful my whole life, pretty much. We've had a few down years, but pretty much, I was born in '97. Since I could remember watching football, they were going to NFC championships. We were always good. So I'm a little partial to them. But I'm a 4-for-4 guy. I love the Union. We had the Soul for a little bit.
Yes.
The indoor football team. That was fun. But definitely a football guy. I'm behind all the sports teams, though. Like I said, the Eagles just won, so it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
And we are the official sports bar of the Philadelphia Eagles.
But you have to be when you work somewhere like here.
Yeah.
Because you guys do cater to all the different sports. You see all the different athletes that come in here. People come here, like celebrities, because this is like the #1 sports bar in North America, which is crazy.
Yeah. And I would say the Eagles, it is funny. We've always had a great relationship with the teams, but the Eagles have been the ones that have come in more. So I'm not saying that's the reason for their success, but I don't think it hurts. I don't think it hurts.
I think the Crabfries gave them
I
a little
say
push.
they're good luck. I say they're good luck.
Good luck, crab fry before the game.
After victory meal, there's nothing better.
Nothing better. So, like I said, celebrities growing up. Is there like a memorable encounter that you had with a celebrity that really like stuck with you?
Yeah.
You've been around them literally your whole life, like to your fingertips.
Yeah, it's cool.
Right?
I never really think anything of it. It's mostly, local Philly athletes and stuff like that.
That's so cool, right?
Oh, it's very cool. I'm super lucky. Really just because that they're coming into Chickies and we're making them happy is cool. This year we had McGregor come in.
I saw videos
that was pretty good.
This place was nuts.
Yeah, this place was. He's like a international star.
Yes, he is.
That was pretty cool. Last year we had. You look at the pictures on these walls. It's really since the beginning, my dad had Charles Barkley, and there's an article in 1985 about Charles Barkley coming into Chickies. But for me, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that was really special. I can't think of anything other than the McGregor one off the top of my head that was really like, wow. At the end of the day, these guys are just regular. They're regular people.
Yeah, and they want to be treated that way.
Yeah, and I think that's why they come here. We treat them like
absolutely.
All of our guests here are VIPs. We call them
VIPs.
Yeah, all of our guests, including the athletes. So
wait, I love the VIPs.
Yeah, I tell them, hey, you got to pretend like you're serving the food to Andy Reid.
Yeah,
one of our first. He was a good eater. One of our first.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
But I saw a picture on your Instagram of you and your dad. And the other Pete, what's his name? Pete Davidson.
Yeah,
that was really funny.
Yeah, Pete started coming around, hanging out with Big Dom. Big Dom's a great friend of ours, friend of the Chickies and Pete's. Everybody who works in South Philly knows him.
Yeah.
It's great that the Eagles offices are around the corner.
Yeah, right.
And I think he likes to eat, so
so he comes in.
Yeah, so he comes in.
It doesn't. Yeah. Bite to eat.
Yeah, exactly. We make him something special, but funny. Big Dom's the best celebrity, around.
Yeah.
He's probably my favorite. He's definitely my favorite.
He's your favorite.
Yeah, but
and you know that if you need something, he got you covered.
Yeah. But Pete just started coming around. He loved Big Dom. Obviously, Big Dom comes here a lot, so he brought Pete in. Of course, we brought him out lobster tails and crab fries, and he was a big fan. And we're in a little bit of talks with him. We might do something with him.
Nice.
He loves the brand. Chickies and Pete's, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That works.
Yeah. But that was really cool because I look at, again, he's a national guy. He's not like a local Philly guy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that was really cool. And he's a funny guy.
SNL.
I think I'm funny, but no, he's got me beat.
I think you make me giggle a little bit.
Yeah, I'm usually the funniest Pete in the room until I was working.
Until you're with him.
Yeah, until I'm with him. I was like, man, I don't know if we want to do anything with him. Making me look bad.
Now, you have 2 brothers, correct?
Yes.
Are you the oldest?
I am the oldest.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Sometimes they make Pete the youngest.
Yeah.
Or I didn't know how that was going.
Yeah.
Is your brother's work in the business too?
Not yet. And it wasn't really my intention to get in originally. It was because of COVID where we kind of really needed a lot of help.
You weren't going to do this?
I was eventually, but it's good to get out sometimes and learn from other successful organizations.
I was going to say, Pete, what are you doing?
I've done this. I've heard my dad my whole life. I can regurgitate him, no problem.
Yeah.
So my one brother's working for Disney. He does menu design there,
That's
analytics.
Cool.
Very cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So he's definitely learned a lot there. He loves Florida. He went to school down there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I'm a little bit jealous of him that he gets to live in the warm weather all year.
Are we going to have a Chickies and Pete's in Florida?
Definitely one day. One day. Once we get all our recipes down, we'll open down there. And the other one, he just graduated college. He's working for a local investment firm out in King of Prussia, 76 Capital. So
nice.
They'll probably, I don't know what they're interested in. This is not a job that you can just hop in. It's your nights, it's your weekends.
You have to really
commitment.
Eat, sleep, and breathe this.
Yeah, I said the moment that I'm not doing that on the weekends, like don't let me make a decision or get me out of, I won't do this.
Yeah. Now, you went to Boston College.
Boston College.
What was your major there?
I was a management marketing major.
And was it to do this eventually?
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was like your full-time plan. This is what you wanted to do when you grew up, like that stuff.
So Matt Ryan went to Penn Charter where I went to high school. And he also went to Boston College, the quarterback.
Yeah.
So again, I was always a big football guy. I'm like, I love Matt Ryan. His cousins were in my grade. It's a great family. But I went out there, I worked for the football team, and I wanted to study management. It was entrepreneurial management and marketing. So I'd learned a ton while I was out there. My dad always said, he didn't go to college.
Yeah.
And neither did my mom. She graduated, a few years ago. She always wanted to do it. But he always said, man, if I just got a college degree, I'd probably be a lot, as successful as he is. Not that he's saying he's not successful, but he just would have learned things quicker. And so going to BC, I wanted to study and try and learn everything I could to eventually bring it back to the business. And I think I've done a solid job of, everything they teach you in the books isn't exactly applicable.
Yeah.
You kind of need the real life experience to get it, but it's definitely helped.
I could see that. And I'm sure your fresh, ideas and stuff like that have probably helped also the business. You're young and times change.
Yeah, times do change. I mean, the thing that you got to remember in this business is they do change. Technology's totally changed. We have made a ton of different changes in the last, 12 months. But at the end of the day, I tell the team, hey, doesn't matter what's going on. The system's messed up, whatever. We're here to make people happy.
Yes.
That is your job. Make sure that the people in here in this building want to come back tomorrow. They feel good about it. You make them feel good. That's it. The rest will come.
Yeah.
The rest will come. It doesn't matter, what our liquor costs. You can manage all that stuff later.
Yeah.
As long as you're making sure these people come back tomorrow and you got a full bar and a full restaurant all the time, man, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. Now, nights, weekends, days, it might be sometimes hard to hang out with your family and do things like that. Is there something specific that the 5 of you love doing? Your mom, your dad, your brothers, that you guys do every year, or a vacation that you guys go
We'll
on?
definitely try and do, a vacation every year or a weekend down the shore, but
it's hard, right?
It's tough. I mean, even growing up, my dad he worked every night. I remember crying when I was 4 or 5. I'd get home from school and he'd be going to work, he'd be just going to work. Or he'd work during the day, come home for a little early dinner at 3, 4 o'clock and he'd be working. So even now I tell my mom, hey mom, listen, here's the deal. I know you want to have family time, but this is a job that that I got to work when on the weekends.
Yeah.
I can't take off, Memorial Day weekend. That's going to be a busy weekend for us.
Absolutely.
So we definitely get time. Eagles games, maybe Sundays during the summer might be a little bit slower up here.
Yeah.
I try and get off.
You get to have some gravy.
Yeah, that's what we like. This past Sunday, for example, we had a family dinner.
That's nice.
Yeah, but we definitely do try and have the family. It's very important.
I think it's very important.
Yeah, very
and
important.
your family seems like you're very close knit, which is amazing. Like you guys, and I mean your brothers are not around here, so like, what do you FaceTime? Like, thank God for FaceTime, right? Like, you get to see each other and everything. That's really nice.
Yeah, when they were in school was nice because they both went to schools in good towns to go. Anthony, the youngest one, went to Texas. So I don't know if you've ever been to Austin. It was great.
No, my husband went for a bachelor party.
Yeah, it's great.
Loved it.
And the other one went to Miami. So
Perfect.
Yeah, me, stupid guy, went to school in the cold. But that's when we would go. I see them less now that they're working, and we can't. Nobody can just all take off now.
No, it's hard.
It's the working world. So,
including
me.
Well, you guys are all following your dad and grandfather's footsteps of being successful. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Well, family is, but like you guys still keep in touch, which is really awesome.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time together.
That's really nice. Super Bowl, you went to it this year, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys all went together?
Yeah, we go. I mean, my dad's been going to the Super Bowl since he was real young. Like that was his thing. Loves it. He didn't have much money back then. He was sneaking into the games.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier. Not everything was on the phone. You can get a fake ticket here or there. But it was my dad's thing. Since I turned 21, kind of go to the parties now and stuff. We've all been going, and my brothers, as they've turned 21, get to go. It's so much fun. The Super Bowl is, I mean, in my opinion, as a sports lover, there's nothing better. Even if the Eagles aren't in it.
I know. I saw that you were hanging out with the Chiefs.
Yeah. Well, Andy's a good friend of ours. So he kind of hooked us up when we went, and we have a location in Vegas. So last year the Super Bowl was in Las Vegas. So we went out to the game, and of course, talked to Andy ahead of time and said, "Hey, can you help us out getting into it?"
How was that?
Oh, it was great. I mean,
what a vibe.
Yeah. And it was in Vegas, so the after parties were ready to, these guys, that's what they do in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's all they do is throw parties every weekend and during the week. So that was unbelievable. Taylor Swift was there, Travis Kelce. I'm on the stage with I don't know how I found myself there.
I don't know.
Patrick Mahomes.
I saw videos of him. I'm like, look at him. He's living life.
I don't know. You just kind of luck out sometimes. I'm a lucky guy.
You very lucky.
Yeah, just a lucky guy.
On stage,
I didn't belong. I didn't belong there. They probably thought I was a player. With my build, a hurt player.
Listen, just think though, like with all the hard work that your family has, done, and to have an establishment like that, to then get to do things like that, it's because of all the hard work that has been done. So
no doubt.
You definitely deserve that, and to enjoy those times.
Yeah, I don't know if I deserve it. I'm really lucky. I try not to take anything for granted.
Was your dad on the stage too?
No. He was out. No. He's probably
was he in bed?
Almost in bed. He's probably walking back and almost in bed then. But yeah, I mean, I try to have a good perspective. I think I'm like the luckiest person in the world. I get to work in a restaurant, make people happy. That's my goal. Yeah. If I make people happy, I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
Obviously the extras that come with it, whether it's knowing cool people, being able to be friends with Andy Reid or go to those parties is great, but
you just want everyone to be happy when they come here.
Yeah, exactly. I think people want to be around you.
Yeah.
If you're a positive person, I want you to, my dad's always been supportive probably of everyone around him.
It's the truth. He has been. I've never heard of him not supporting somebody.
It's contagious.
Yeah.
So I try and do the same. I see the benefits of that, and it's a lot more fun to go through life positive.
Absolutely.
And hoping everybody does
right?
well. And that's kind of contagious. So yeah,
that's
very cool.
like all a part. Like the podcast, like that's the reason that I started this is to make people happy, show people things that like you're doing. Like you want a positive, perspective on everything. Yeah. And I think like there's so much negativity in the world that's why I was like, you know what? Philly has so many awesome people.
Yeah, we do.
need to highlight them,
Yes.
And you're one of them. And I said to my brother, I'm like, do you think Pete will be on the podcast? He's like, Yeah, I think he'll be on it. I was like, I don't know. He's like, message him. I'm like, okay. So he was right that you wanted to be on. I'm honored. I said, I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited.
Yeah, Philly does have. I say it all the time. Like I went to school in Boston. I was so proud of Philly. Like I am so proud of the city.
Don't they have a Philly bar in Boston?
Maybe. I don't know. I couldn't find one. I couldn't find one. They probably do. Yeah, they definitely do. They definitely do. Boston's like real. I wasn't 21 until I was a senior.
Okay.
And then as soon as I graduated, I got out of there.
Yeah.
I didn't want to spend any more time with those Patriots fans and Celtics fans.
Oh my God, yeah, they're yeah.
And they were winning when I was. Those kids my age had won their whole life.
Yeah.
They grew up. They won 6 Super Bowls, World Series. Celtics won. Bruins won, so they're so annoying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, this one Super Bowl was when I was up there. We had won the first one. Believe me, this means way more to you guys. Are spoiled.
Yeah,
it's not fun to be spoiled.
Absolutely.
This one Super Bowl means way more to Philly.
Which is why we're the best fans and we're nuts.
We are the best fans, man. I say it all the time. Chickie and Pete's, we start in a different city. It doesn't have the success.
Yes.
It's the people and the guests here, man. They're so passionate about sports. It's good to have a sports bar.
Absolutely.
And this city's so passionate about sports. So,
how was it like growing up being like the son of the owner of Chickies and Pete's? Like, do people like say like, oh, when there was a line with Conor McGregor, like, did they say, oh, let me in, or no one bothers you?
Yeah, but some people ask. I mean, I'm too nice. I let everybody in. If they say what's up.
All right, what's your phone number? I'm gonna like be like, hey, let me in.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really think anything of it. I still don't.
Yeah.
It is weird sometimes. Like, I don't know, people want to take a picture with my dad or something like that, and just like, this guy, are you serious? Like, but yeah, it's very cool. It's kind of tough sometimes, living in those footsteps, especially if you're doing the same thing. And people are probably already saying, oh, this kid, whatever. That's why you kind of work more than what I even, people will be like, oh, why are you the one doing this? I'm like, well, who am I? I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Just because my dad did something doesn't mean.
No, like, this isn't just given to you. You want to do this. You're working hard.
Yeah. And I would feel, I feel like anybody who's good at this business, you got to do it. Like you got to work in it.
Yeah.
Growing up, it's kind of like, oh, there's a lot of pressure to be, successful. Your dad, we're highly motivated people, I guess, in our family. Like we want to do good. I don't know if I could work for somebody else. It's so funny. No one in my family really. We all kind of do our own thing. I guess kind of like your family, right? Just have that entrepreneurial spirit.
I don't think I did an office job for a couple of years. I felt like I was in a black hole, so it's not for me.
Yeah. None of us can really do it. We're maybe just stubborn, whatever.
I feel like when you're people, like you want to please people and you want to be around people. I mean, Philip, on the other hand, I don't know what he wants to ever do. He wants to not be around people. But for me, I want to be around people. I feed off of someone's energy. Yeah. And when I was working in an office, you're in a cubicle. I was like, I can't do that for the rest of my life. Like you're out and about, like meeting people and making sure that, someone's having a great time here. Like I can't do the whole office life.
I wish I could. So sometimes I'm like, oh man, these guys are going out this week. And I'm like, nope, sorry, I got to work.
Yeah.
But that's why you got to love to work.
Yes.
Like I have fun making people happy. It's fun. They're like, man, how are you doing this? You're around a bunch of drunk people all the time. I'm like, it's great.
Yeah.
You kidding me? These people are in a great mood.
They're in a great mood.
And we're making money here. And my team's making money. They're getting, it's
a great combo.
Yeah.
Everyone's having a good time. They're singing.
We're throwing the party.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get better than that all the time.
That's so great.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, I have a game for you.
Okay.
It was called Get to Know Pete 2.0, but now you're a third, and I didn't know that.
Yeah, you could say, it's in fairness, I never even met Pete 1.0, so.
Yeah, but he's still a part of your life.
Yeah, he is. He's
a part of the whole process.
I'm sure I got plenty of his teachings from my dad, but yeah, I never even met him. So
he's a part of the whole process of Chickies and Pete's.
Yep.
We owe that to him, right?
Yep.
I love that. So it's just like a little rapid fire game. Never met you. This is my first time, so we're going to have everyone get to know you as a person. All right? Ready?
All right, let's do it.
All right. What's your go-to drink?
Out, like at the bar? I've been known to drink a little bit too much when I was, younger, my younger days. So I stick to beer.
Okay.
I'll drink an Ultra. I really don't care. Any light beer.
Okay.
Ultra, Miller Lite, Bud Light.
Were you someone who drank like vodka and all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My 21st birthday, my dad was like, "Hey, listen, man, you're just gonna drink beer, and that's it." And it's worked out.
Yeah,
and it's
right?
worked out.
It's okay. You had your fun, and now you're still having fun, but you're coherent.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Exactly. No, I'm a professional. I'm good now. I'm professional now.
Good. You're a professional drinker. That's perfect. What is your favorite place that you've traveled to so far?
That's a good question. Well, I was just there, and I've been there a lot, but I think New Orleans might be my favorite place, or Italy. But New Orleans kind of reminds me of Philly. I mean, I was just there, so now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
But what a great city. It's a city where, well, first of all, you can bring drinks out. But
like Second Street.
Yeah, exactly, like Second Street. It's very similar to Philadelphia in that sense. Like, that's what it feels like, but it feels like that all the time, where they're just partying on the street. Nobody's worried about showing off, being flashy, wearing a Gucci belt or a watch or whatever. You got people just trying to have a good time.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, have a drink, have a laugh. So I love, and they got great music, jazz, kind of that southern feel. I think New Orleans might be definitely one of my most visited, and definitely, yeah.
Now, what you went to the Super Bowl there.
Yeah.
When the Eagles won, like that was probably like an incredible feeling. But like everyone partying on those streets were probably nuts.
Bourbon Street is like, the street's a party, the whole street. But it's grown-ups. It's like, like a frat party for grown-ups. Essentially. And I didn't go to many frat parties. We didn't have frat parties at my school, but from what I've heard, it's the best. There's nothing better than, and it's all, like I said, we know how to party. Philadelphians know how to drink in the street.
We do. We're
better.
Professionals.
We do it better than anybody. So it was perfect. I mean, I felt like I was
at home. My cousin said when she went, it felt like she was at a home Eagles game, and she felt like she was at home.
Correct. And it was good weather. It's not like New Year's Day where, I'm in the string band and it's fun. We have a great time.
Band?
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
Polish American.
No way. I had no idea.
Yeah,
what do you
Polish American
play?
string band. Saxophone, alto.
Sax is my favorite instrument.
Yeah.
I had no idea that you played. Okay.
I did it in school. I was in like the jazz band. I was pretty into the music stuff.
I had no clue.
Yeah.
All right. That's awesome.
And then, my dad was in it for forever. He's in the Hall of Fame there.
That's cool. I'm in a fancy brigade.
Yeah. It's a great feel. It's like, you try and explain it to people out of Philadelphia and they're like, what? Like, I don't get it. Like, show me a video. I show them the video. They're like, wait, you get like
dressed up.
You get dressed up. You put on makeup.
Also, I love it.
It's freezing in January. Like, what are you doing?
There's nothing like it.
Wait, you're not going out New Year's Eve? What do you mean? You got the parade tomorrow?
Confused.
I'm like, no. I'm going to go out tomorrow.
Yeah,
all day.
All day. Not New Year's Eve night. I never went out for New Year's Eve.
That's for amateurs. Yeah, that's for amateurs.
No,
unless you're coming to Chickie's, but
make sure you come. I think that like New Year's in the city, like being a part of the parade and that tradition is like no other.
Yeah.
Like I could talk about it for 1,000 years. So we're not going to talk anymore about New Year's. I'm just really shocked. I had no idea that you played the sax and you're in that. That's awesome.
I love the city. We got the best traditions.
Yes,
we got the best traditions.
Do. That is awesome. What a fun fact.
Now it makes sense why I like Bourbon Street. You know?
Yes, but what a fun fact. I didn't know that you played an instrument. That's cool. Well-rounded. What is your ideal weekend when you're not working?
Not working. I would say I love the shore. We have a place in like Longport, Margate. That's my ideal week. Like I always say when I was growing up in Philly, I'm like, man, you kind of get through the winter, especially after football season. Yeah. But the summer comes, that's when you're living.
Yep.
So a deal weekend is just going to the bars down there, spending time with the family, getting a tan on the beach.
I remember when I used to ride bikes because my cousin had a house in Margate. We would ride bikes down to Longport, and there was this like little area that just a little bit of sand right by where the rocks were. I used to just sit there for hours and just lay and just relax so beautiful.
I'm
happy
love it
doing
there. That. Yeah. Tan. I could sit there all day. My dad goes to the beach every day that's his thing. He's happy he's got a shore house and he can sit outside.
That's awesome.
I'm the same way.
I'm someone, like you said, like you're trying to get through the winter. Like that's me. I'm that person with seasonal depression. Like I need warmth and just the sun, and that's what I need in life. Like get me through it.
I'm in a much better mood in the summer.
Yeah, me too. What is the best concert you've ever been to?
Ooh. Best concert. I love concerts. I love music in general. I would say, I think the coolest one, I got to see the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
I saw them a couple times now, but In fact, I was in New Orleans last year for Jazz Fest,
Okay.
which is a very cool weekend down there. It's like a big music festival, but it's all ages. It's not like a bunch of kids raving around here.
Yeah.
And they played last year at New Orleans Jazz Fest, which is a historical festival. That was pretty cool. Probably the best one I've been to. Just, my dad likes them. My mom likes the Stones. Just they're historic. Probably them and the Beatles, probably the biggest
What
ever.
icons, yeah,
So
absolutely.
getting to see them was pretty cool there at a historic venue like that.
That's cool. What is your most memorable sports moment as a fan?
I think it would be when we won the Super Bowl, the Eagles, the first time.
Okay, so it's 2018.
2018, we were there in Minnesota, and I remember, there's pictures of me just crying with my dad. We're both crying. My brother's crying.
Yeah.
Both of my brothers are crying. My mom's crying.
Your mom was a cheerleader?
My mom was a cheerleader,
The Eagles cheerleader.
She's really the reason that we're into sports, and we're a sports bar.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Your mom.
Yeah.
The Eagles cheerleader.
It just meant so much. Like, it affected, I'm a little bit happier now, that we had one under our belt, but it really affected my mood.
Yeah.
Week, if the Eagles lost, I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah. Like,
it's
ruined
funny.
the whole rest of your week.
I always joke about, I was a junior in college when we won, and I got like straight A's that semester. Only semester I actually did well in school.
Because you were
I was confident.
energy,
Yeah,
like,
I was
let's go.
confident. I was amped up. After we won that. I was wearing Eagles stuff every day to class. I was raising my hand.
See, that's what you got to do.
Yeah,
you know?
so that was definitely the most memorable one. I just remember crying and being so happy, and it's just like get to watch. I didn't know we had never won. I didn't know if I was ever going to get to see one.
Yeah.
And the fact that I was with my family, and that's our main thing. My mom was an Eagles cheerleader. It meant so much. To
I didn't
us.
know if I didn't know if it was like a real fact or not. But
yeah.
I feel like my brother or my dad are the ones who told me that. Like, like his mom was an Eagles cheerleader.
Yeah.
I'm like, no way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's incredible.
For a long time, for like eight years.
Really? Is that how your parents met?
Yeah.
No way.
I mean,
From coming here?
They both grew up in the same area.
Oh, okay.
My dad actually knew my mom's mom. They would come in. They used to buy cold cuts from my dad when
from like that long ago.
Yeah, from that long ago. So they both grew up in Northeast Philly.
Yeah.
And she was doing appearances though, and stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
He would follow her around. The cheerleaders are going to different corners, and he would follow her around in the different end zones.
He's like, I want her.
Yeah,
That's who I want. Your top nightlife spot in Philly.
That's a tough one. Aside from Chickie's.
Yeah, you can't say Chickie's.
Yeah, I know. Top night in Philly. Again, I don't get to go out that much.
Okay.
I love the guys over wherever there's a good DJ playing.
Okay.
Wherever those guys, the Smooth Group.
Yeah.
I kind of follow. I go by people.
Yeah.
So
they're the ones who start the party.
Yeah, exactly. I go, who's playing the music?
Yeah.
Is Punzo playing? I'll probably be there.
He's only at Chickie's and Pete's.
Right. You can only get him here.
Yeah, see?
Is Quigsy playing?
Yeah.
I'll go there. I see Quigsy at Barstool sometimes. That's kind of my spot. It's all about the team.
Yeah.
So whoever's DJing, whoever's bartending, that's where I'm going to go see.
Yeah.
I don't have a spot specifically, but I would say wherever Quigsy. Yeah. I see him at Barstool a lot, so I'll say there.
I think that the Smooth crew they're great.
They're killing it.
Yeah, they're
absolutely killing it.
It's awesome what they're doing.
I know it's going to be a good time when one of their guys is playing.
Yeah, definitely. Who's your favorite athlete of all time?
That's a tough one. I would say the one that I like the most, Shady, LaShawn McCoy, because he had a show here.
Yeah.
And he, we still text. He calls me his young bull. He was the man. And he just always took care of me, just always treated me right, would teach me stuff.
Yeah.
I was a ball boy for the Eagles. He would say, "What's up?"
way.
Yeah. We'd have a catch on the sideline.
Okay. How long did you do that for?
Like through high school, 4 years.
Nice.
Yeah, Big Dom hooked it up, got me a job. Yeah.
So you've known him for a long time too.
Oh yeah. But favorite, I really admire. And this is going to be I really admire Jalen, just kind of his mentality.
Yeah.
Just kind of not being. You might not have the strongest arm power, the most accurate, but that mentality of being a winner.
Yes.
I really admire that. But there's so many great ones. I don't have growing up.
Yeah.
I liked everybody.
The best city for nightlife that you visited.
Okay, New Orleans, easy one. We
You
talked
said
enough
that.
about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I like I mean, the Shore. To me, the Shore is the best. It doesn't get better.
And then you see people you know.
Yeah, a night out in Sea Isle or Wildwood or Margate, you know, it's probably as good as it gets for me. I mean, Vegas is sick. I've been out plenty, you know. I lived out there for a month when we were opening up the location. Been out plenty there. That's a good time. But again, it all comes down to the people.
Yeah, and being home.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. All right, so we have 2 more. All right. If you could go on a spontaneous trip right now, where would it be?
Oh man, you asked some tough questions here.
I'm getting to know you.
Yeah, I know. I want to go. I want to go to a lot of places. If I could go anywhere right now, probably just where am I going to get the best tan? That's what I'd be looking at.
All right.
Like maybe got to go like Aruba. It's down by the equator.
Aruba.
Just saw some people there.
Yes.
I would do that.
Nice.
Or I could just
relax.
Relax. That's it. That's all I'm looking to do.
That's great.
Relax.
That's perfect. Relax. Have a little drink in the hand.
Have a little drink. Take the girl.
Yeah, perfect.
That's it. Some alone time would be nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
How do you handle that, like being so busy and your relationship?
It's relatively new. You know, I've been seeing someone for a few months now, and it's tough. You know, but you kind of got to step. I never really had before. I've just always focused on. But I met this girl. She's absolutely amazing.
Oh, I love that. That's great.
Yeah. So it was always like, you know, I'll just work. I wasn't really interested.
You never know. When you least expect it is when it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
And, I mean, I'm sure that the person knows that you are a busy person, and you know, it's not like you're someone who like never went out and then you didn't start going out and like pounding down drinks. Like she didn't know what she was getting herself into. You're a business person. This is your life.
You kind of got to have that conversation.
Absolutely.
And she's amazing. She's totally good with, you know, she understands the business. And you kind of got to have that. It's not everybody's willing to. I look at my mom like, wow, you know, but she raised us, you know, when my dad was working. So you kind of, it's cool as long as you're communicating it.
Absolutely.
And yeah, so.
Exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, you deserve a vacation. All right.
Believe me, I'm trying to plan one.
All right, last one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
If Chickie's was to have a menu item called the Pete 3.0, what would it be?
Should I go to the tenders with ketchup and
Yeah.
No. I love our red sauce.
Okay.
I love our red sauce. So anything that you put our red sauce on, it's a family recipe. It's my dad's recipe. He changed it a little bit from my mom's. It's got a lot of garlic, very flavorful. But I put that stuff along with the cheese and the Crabfries seasoning. My personal favorite is like the pizza here.
Yeah.
We already have a parm. I do a grilled chicken parm because I'm trying to, you know, getting ready for the summer. That would probably be it. I would just do a grilled chicken parm with our red sauce. It's unbeliable.
And I can eat it.
Yeah, you can eat. It's gluten free.
Perfect.
My dad. That's what my dad does too a lot.
Yeah, let's put it on the menu.
You can order it now.
No
you can
way.
order it now.
All right. Can I tell it's on the down low?
Yeah, it's on the deal.
Okay.
For
now everyone
our
knows.
VIPs, we'll do it.
Now everyone knows.
Yeah.
But no, I got to know you. Love it. My favorite fun fact is you playing the saxophone.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was my favorite one out of it all.
Yeah.
I love it. That's great.
You have to in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Think about how many string bands there are. There's the hundreds of people who play the sax here.
This is the truth. Well, thank you so much for hanging out.
Yeah,
I appreciate
thanks for having
it.
me.
Thank you. What's your social media handles for people to find you? Chickies and Pete's handles?
We're at Chickies and Pete's, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm at Peter Ciarrocchi. It's first and last name. That's it.
Nice.
Easy money. Yep.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank
I appreciate it. Thank you so much again for, hanging out with me today. Learned a lot of fun facts. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to be on the City Buzz.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I had a great time.
It was an honor to be here tonight to sit down with Pete at the #1 sports bar in North America, Chickies and Pete's. Make sure that you check them out. Thank you, everyone at home, for watching. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and iHeart. And remember, keep your eyes on the city and your ears on the buzz.